listening to my brother. One is that Deputy President Dr. William Ruto has been entrusted before by Kenyans with a public office. He served as a laureate, not
to serve himself.
Of course, I didn't interrupt you. For the last 15 years, he was a member of parliament. He has been the president for deputy president, sorry, for more than 9 years. And from where I sit, I don't see anything that warrant the deputy president to resign. Let me put some facts straight. One, in the history, and you know, my brother, I can school him kidogo about the law. This is not the vice president, he is the deputy president. He was elected alongside President Uhuru Kenyatta. When Wafula Chebukati was issuing the certificates, he issued certificate to Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto. Unlike the likes of Jaramogi and Kalonzo Musyoka, the appointment letter to be the vice president was signed by President Kibaki or President Kenyatta and then, or President Moi. So there is a huge difference between being a deputy president and a vice president. Number three, the deputy president, when you ask about the issue of iodine and the rest, we saw it is in the public domain that he had a government permit. Why would a government which has all the functionaries and the systems and networks issue a permit to say, Trevor, for example, you are clear to do business and do everything in Kenya, and they have done a background check. Even as when you are being issued with an ID, with anything in this republic, you must go through a rigorous process. Yeah. Even registering an NGO, registering a company. So does it mean government did not know who they were issuing the permit with? Number four, no one has issued, through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Inspector General of Police, DCI or DPP has issued a comprehensive statement on the whereabouts of iodine. Right. What offense did he commit? Right. Because we need to be fair. As we have said, it's not about William Ruto, it's not about iodine, it's about the rule of law and procedures. If you arrest somebody, even if we were to process, all of us have been arrested. I think him, because he's in government, he has never been arrested like some of us. You are arrested, you are put into occurrence book, you are being processed. It is the OCS and necessary DCIO will take you to court because the Republic is the complainant. They lay a charge sheet before you, you deny or you accept, and maybe you are fined and the process of it. So I agree with you. The point Kenyan should be told is, where is this iodine? The government says it arrested. What happened? What offense did he commit? Why would you lie? And therefore, I think from where Deputy President sits, is very right. It's about rules, procedure, the rule of law. Because we wouldn't want to say, because so and so does not agree with my political ideology, why would you threaten the investments of a country? Yeah. Let us differ on issues of politics. But then when it comes to the investment, when it comes to protecting other interests, and I can assure you, Trevor, the reason iodine was being told by the senior government officials in this republic to sneak at midnight is because there was a lot of diplomatic pressure. There was a lot of uncomfort, and it was going to embarrass the architects who were trying to address this gentleman. Okay. So from where I sit, it is not about iodine or investors. It is about undermining and fighting the deputy president. And this betrayal politics will one day, an intimidation and blackmail. I can conclude by saying that when you see, it is not the first time that we are being intimidated, we are being blackmailed. You see allies, all of us, I have court cases. There are many people who have been arrested before because of just close association with the deputy president. There are many people who have committed offenses more than others, but yet because they are in the right books of government, they have not been done. Okay. So finally, I want to say, finally, is that we must agree as a country to respect the rule of law, regardless whether you are in power. There is a saying that said, before I allow you, that you should make a law that you are so comfortable with that even if your worst enemy uses that law, it cannot destroy you. So from where I sit, I want to encourage people in power that they might be drunk with power, but time will come when they will need to be accountable.